going on, guys? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Red and Gold Standard Podcast. My name is Zach Hernandez, and as always, I am joined by my co-host, Matt Llewellyn. Our guy, Mike Andrews, will be joining us shortly once he wraps up his victory shots over on Nothing But Niners. But we are thrilled to bring you a recap show tonight as the 49ers improve to 10-4, beat the Tennessee Titans 37-24 at home. Before I toss over to Matt, if you guys are tuning in on X, do us a solid, hit like and repost, hop in the chat. If you're tuning in on YouTube, also do us a solid, hit like and subscribe, and hop in the chat. We want to hear your guys' thoughts. Some good, some bad, some ugly from today's game. I want to hear it all. So where are we at? Let's see where the 49ers stand after 14 games have played. Now that I got that away, Matt, how you doing tonight?
Listen, I'm good, man. It was an interesting up and down game, but I'm glad we're talking about it. And like Patrick Mahomes, when he checks in for his surgery this week, I'm here. So let's go.
Oh, that's tough. Yeah, obviously.
I wish injury on nobody, but I'm not shedding any tears for the Chiefs.
Yeah,
none whatsoever.
They get the double whammy, get eliminated from the playoffs today, and Patrick Mahomes tears his ACL. Apparently, he was like questionable with a knee injury going into today's game, and then he kind of landed weirdly, trying to scramble and make a pass late in the fourth quarter.
It looked a lot like the mechanism of it looked a lot like Jimmy Garoppolo.
That was my thought as well when he tore his
knee. Yeah, his knee just buckled into to the inside, and yep. I was just like, yeah, that's an ACL. He's toast.
Yeah.
So
hate to see it, but. And also on the topic
Micah
of torn
Parsons
ACLs,
too, man. Yeah,
Micah Parsons too. Completely non-contact. They were playing the Broncos today, pretty close game, and he stepped weird, knee buckled, went down as well. So
ACL assassin was busy today. Took out a couple of big ones. The Chiefs were eliminated from the playoffs anyways, but the Parsons injury completely reshapes the NFC playoff picture because. Yeah. He was such a huge part of that Packers defense, and now you just wonder if they're going to be able to hold on or what that's going to look like. Also from that game, looks like Christian Watkins may have fractured his collarbone, which is like a 4 to 6 week injury. So Packers are walking wounded. The Rams lost Devontae Adams today to a hamstring re-aggravation. So it's crazy, man.
Yeah. It's wild. They lost potentially their top two weapons on either side of the ball, outside of the quarterback, obviously, but Christian Watson adds a whole nother element to that offense and allows them to take the top off. Once he went out, that offense was kind of stymied. They couldn't get anything done, and we've seen that previously for the Packers. So that's a huge loss for them. Like you said, it reshapes the NFC playoff picture. They lost to the Broncos by 8. I think they dropped all the way down to the 7th seed. 49ers move up to the 6th seed. They were this close to both the Rams and the Seahawks losing today. Phillip Rivers actually played pretty admirably. I mean, he went in there, got a touchdown, and I think 3 field goals, and they had 16 points. The Colts kicker hit a 60-yard field goal with 47 seconds left, but too much time for Sam Darnold, and he drove the Seahawks down the field, and they also hit a 60-yard field goal to take an 18-16 point lead. Phillip Rivers would then throw an interception on the last drive. So it's tough. And the Rams, on the other hand, were down 10 points. They were down 24-14. And then you blink and you look, and suddenly they're up 20. Or they're up 10, excuse me. They had 20 unanswered points. And they were up 34-24, just like that. So they never looked back.
And, it's not ideal for the NFC West title or the number 1 seed, but the Lions loss does help the 49ers get that much closer to securing a playoff spot. I know there was a question if the Seahawks win or if the Seahawks lose to the Rams, what does that say for the Niners? Doesn't really change a ton, except that the 49ers wouldn't control their own destiny. They would have to have the Rams lose to somebody else, and they would have to win out. So
to win the division, right?
To win the division, yeah. And because the NFC West is just kind of like head and shoulders above everybody else, unless there's a bunch of team kill going on, it looks like somebody out of the West is going to be the number 1 seed. So...
Right.
We'll see.
I would add, though, you would swap places with the Seahawks if the Niners can continue to win. The Seahawks would drop to the lower seed, and the Niners would move up to the 5th seed, roughly.
Yeah.
If that were to happen. But the Niners have, the Colts, who, like I said, played pretty well today with Phillip Rivers, and then the Bears next week, the following week, I should say, and then the Seahawks. So they got 3 tough games. Colts defense looks to be for real. Bears offense looks unstoppable, and the Seahawks, we all know that's always a tough outing. At least 2 of the 3 are at home, and the one on the road's in a dome. So no more inclement weather for the rest of the season, regular season, I should add, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So this game, Matt, immediately the injuries that occurred today. There was one that occurred before the 49ers even took the field, before anything even happened, and that was Jordan Elliott, who was out with a knee injury. And Kyle Shanahan said after the game that he just kind of hurt his knee getting warmed up. So they gave Kevin Givens a start instead. This was another week where Sebastian Valdez got elevated from the practice squad, but then was inactive on game day. Second time they've done that to him. Did that surprise you at all? I know some fans are like really hyped on him, but I know you're one of the ones that say, let's pump the brakes. Just because he did it in the preseason or the practice squad doesn't really translate to the regular season.
Yeah, it's not absolutely unheard of either, right? If you carry an emergency quarterback, like he counts against the 53, he's just not active on game day, but is available if you need him. I don't know. I get it, but we've been down this road before with the preseason superstars, with Trent Sherfield, with Jalen Hurd, with some of these other guys. That it's just like, if they were that good, you have to hope that the 49ers would recognize that talent right off the bat and let them play. So, you know, I would like to see, you know, as far as I know, CJ West played today, Alfred Collins played today, right? Like, where are those guys at? Because everybody's looking past the forest for the trees, you know what I mean? Where it's just like, hey, we want to see the Sebastian Valdez guy. Well, why not our 2nd round and our 4th round draft pick? Not an undrafted guy that we brought in on a workout. Like, why don't we have the guys that are in there? Why we drafted them to perform, so they need to perform. You know, and again, this is not to jump too far ahead or be negative or anything like that. But you know, the one guy that you couldn't let get off today was Tony Pollard, and they let him get off. He averaged 7.4 yards a carry. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, and that led to a lot of the chuck and pray stuff that happened later in the game. And, you know, there's concentration stuff that we need to talk about. But for me, like, this defense is in a much worse state of affairs than just why didn't Sebastian Valdez play? Yeah.
And, you know, what's concerning, we did the preview show on Friday night, and we pretty much said Tony Pollard is the main threat on this offense. They don't really have anything else. Chigokonkwo is their number 1 receiver, their tight end. And it seemed like the 49ers defense were completely unprepared. Aside from the 3 and out to start the game, like you said, Matt, Pollard averaged 7.4 per carry today. Cam Moore didn't get sacked once that I can remember off the top of my head. It was a pretty efficient day for the Titans. And if you would have told me on Friday when we did the preview show that they would score 24 points, I think all of us had them under 15 points scored. I don't know if I would feel pretty comfortable walking away from that. So it's tough. The only thing I can hope is that when Tatum Bethune returns, the running defense, I should say, looks a little better, because it didn't look as bad when he was in there. He's been hurt. This is his 3rd straight game, I want to say, or maybe 4th straight game he's missed with an ankle injury. Hopefully he can return next week. You also have Eric Kendricks that they signed, who's been a 10-year vet. Maybe he can get something going. I don't know. But Curtis Robinson isn't
Nick Martin, a complete athlete who would be able to run sideline to sideline, you know, kind of a long time frame to be out with a concussion. So just kind of weird stuff going on right now.
It is. And aside from Eddie Pinheiro, like we said on Friday, everybody else that was injured remained injured. Like Sam Okuwanu stayed hurt. You know, we talked about Nick Martin. We talked about Tatum Bethune. I think there's another one that I forget. They even added to it. Juszczyk did come back. I'll give him that credit.
Yeah.
I see Mike has joined us. Mike, give me the thumbs up when you're ready to go. You're all good? All right.
Real quick, if it was up to me, it would probably be the Rams. Let's keep Purdy out of any inclement weather. And you have to travel to Seattle, and we don't know. I mean, winter weather is going to be bad up there. They're both division opponents, so they're both winnable no matter what anybody says. But give me the, you know, even kind of Keel under the dome rather than outside, and potentially in a wet and windy day in Seattle would be a disaster for the 49ers, I think.
Right. Mike, welcome to the show. By the way, we have a comment here from Follower of Christ. I'm a man of my word. Let Mike know when he gets on here that as soon as the Niners are cleared for the playoffs, to send me his address for a jersey. I think you guys made a bet a few weeks back, right? Maybe even a couple months at this point.
Listen, man, I hate collecting on bets like that. I don't mind paying them, but I sincerely hate collecting on bets like that. So I'll think about it. But thank you very much, Follower of Christ, formerly Jesus is King was his handle. So I do appreciate you for standing up in it, man. And I also want to say this, not to pat myself on the back, but I told you guys the Niners are going to go 5 of the next 6. We are right there. We are right there. So let's continue this streak. Let's continue finishing up how I told you guys that we would. Let's handle some business, man. The Niners are looking good, baby. But some things are concerning. What did I miss? What are you guys talking about?
We were just talking about the running defense and how concerning it is. How, if you would have told us on Friday, the Titans put up 24 points. None of us had them scoring more than 15. Basically, Matt, go ahead.
Mike, I gotta give you your flowers, man. You called that Tony Pollard was going to be dangerous, and I kind of like poo-pooed him. And boy, I severely overestimated the 49ers' ability to stop the run because they made him look like prime Eric Dickerson over here, prime Eddie George, running all over the place. He only had 14 carries to get over 100 yards. 7.4 a pop is wild. And for a while there in the middle of the game, it was like run, just first down. Cam Ward didn't have to do anything, and then again, maybe that leads to some back end communications issues, but not a great performance and very concerning going forward for me with Robert Saleh, how he schemes things, how they're teaching things there. We're going to get into it, but if you guys don't like negative stuff, tune out when I talk about Malik Mustafa because we're going to get to his ass. But
right.
Yep.
I think that Robert Saleh is in a really, really tough spot. I mean, he is losing starters day after day after day. They go into the game with a game plan, and then 30 minutes before kickoff, we all find out that one of their starting defensive linemen, Elliott, is out for the game, right? Apparently he hurt himself during warm-ups or something like that. How do the Niners manage to hurt themselves when they're not playing football, right? Christian McCaffrey pops up with his back injury. To
be fair, Christian McCaffrey woke up and it was a little bit sore, listen, once you get to a certain age, that's all of us, brother. I don't think I can get out of bed more than once a week without being sore. Yeah?
I do. I have a little theory. I'll just tell you guys quickly.
Okay.
They had that baby in the middle of July. And the
timetable
was 6
babies?
to 8 weeks.
Yeah,
that timetable 6 to 8 weeks. He was on the bye week. I think he was going crazy.
He broke his back, breaking somebody's back.
Yes, exactly, man.
Yeah.
So I think that he went a little too hard, Pauls. But and it's just it is what it is. And while I thought maybe it was like just a ploy to all right, that's not what it is. He had one target in the passing game. You can't say the last time you saw Christian McCaffrey start and finish a game with only one target. He only had the one reception, but one target, and so it's something that stood out. I just didn't think they wanted him taking that kind of impact. And so, you can kind of control the way you're going to get that impact in the run game. I think they really leaned on him that way. So, I think we'll get better. I think we'll improve, but it is what it is for now.
So for the injuries, the main one, we talked about Jordan Elliott, who pre-game got listed as out. Christian McCaffrey got added to the report yesterday with a back injury. But immediately, Ricky Pearsall gets a hip drop tackle. It's not flagged and is hobbled coming off the field. That was an ankle injury. And then later on in the game, on a 3rd and 10, and he got, I think, a catch for 14 yards. He got a knee injury. Kyle said in the postgame he may have re-aggravated that PCL injury. I see that Ricky Pearsall told Matt Lively that he is going to have imaging done on it again. Matt Lively of CBS Sports Bay Area. So the guy just can't catch a break. I mean, he went on to have 6 receptions for 96 yards today.
6 yards, yeah. And the thing is, both times he's done it, he's hit his knee on the ground, and it's just hey, man, maybe you need some calcium or something, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't want to say that Ricky Pearsall's injury prone because he really hasn't, been injury prone outside of this year. But it's just, thanks, Tony. Yes, I have. Like 85 pounds, just a lot of working out. But, when you're just, it didn't even look like, I thought he got cleated at first because I was like, where would be the knee injury? And then you look and he had like a wet spot on his knee where he hit the grass. And I'm just like, I guess, dude, I guess, but he needs to, I don't know. I worry about it because he's so talented, but if he's not available, again, the best ability is availability. If he's not available, then the 49ers have huge problems at wide receiver, along with the other litany of positions they have issues at.
Yeah. It's really unfortunate, right? Because you can tell, and not to pat myself on the back too much, but I did have him as my player of the game. Mike was going to take him, and he so graciously let me take him. You could tell that the first play was that, play action rollout pass to Pearsall in the flat. That's like the spam decision when a coach wants to get a receiver going early and just get him a quick catch for like 5-6 yards to get him going. And then you get the fucking hip drop tackle, and he immediately is hobbled. Thankfully, he was able to come back, right? After Juwan Jennings scored the touchdown on the opening drive, Pearsall was celebrating with the guys. He comes back, and it wasn't until later on in the game, I think in the fourth quarter, where he went to catch a ball, and both him and the DB slid. His knee kind of banged on the ground, and he immediately went into the tent. He got up, and then he fell back down, and then he got up and walked off. So I guess we'll see. It's just really bad luck with him. It's like he can't catch a damn break. On the other hand, there's two positives for the receivers. Demarcus Robinson, it looked like he was going to have 20 catches in this game, and then he just didn't get any more targets after like the first quarter. But Kendrick Bourne got his yards. Kendrick Bourne got his 18 yards that he's needed for about 6 weeks now. So he is officially over 500 yards on the season, which earned him a $500,000 dollar bonus. It's funny. He caught one pass and he got to 499, and it's like the Niners would probably give him the bonus, but a couple plays later he caught the second pass and got over 500. So congratulations to KB.
Yeah, no, that was really good to see him go out there and get that because he's somebody who deserved it. He held the Niners down in the absence of a lot of really good players, including our quarterback, our starting quarterback. So, Kendrick Bourne, congratulations to you, man. I hope you go out there and get a nice meal out of that. Don't take the team out, dude. Do something for you and your family.
Other injuries, Spencer Burford got hurt. Kyle Shanahan said that the fact that he was able to return to the game gives him a little hope that it's not the dreaded high ankle injury. It is an ankle injury. Chase Lucas had a stinger on the opening kickoff. He returned. He was able to play. I'm trying to think if I'm missing any other ones. But Burford, I think, Burford and Pearsall are kind of the two most concerning going forward. Burford and Ben Barch were rotating series, and then Ben Barch got put on IR a couple weeks back, and now it's just Burford, and then Burford gets hurt. So it is unfortunate. We'll see how that is going forward.
Did Burford come back in the game?
He's finished the game.
Oh, okay. He did.
That's what Kyle was saying. Hopefully it's... Go ahead.
Did Pearsall come back in the game?
No. After the second injury, he did not come back. But there was only like 2.5 minutes left, to be fair.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure. There was some confusion about that on my show, so we weren't sure. I said I don't remember seeing him come back in, but one of the people on the panel were like, "Yeah, he came back." I was like, "Oh, I didn't see it." So.
I didn't see him re-enter. I'm pretty sure Kyle said that after the knee injury, he did not return.
Did not return.
Yeah.
Right.
So we shall see if Burford can't go next week. I imagine they'll give the nod to the rookie Connor Colby, which, fingers crossed, he's improved upon since he had to come in earlier in the year because the Colts have a pretty nasty defensive line, even without DeForest Buckner. We'll get to that in the preview show, though, because we'll know a lot more then. Why don't we just get into what was most concerning to us in this game? I'm not going to do the play-by-play breakdown. The 49ers had a chance to put this game away early, and then before you know it, the Titans are right back in there, and it's like a 2-score game, and you can't really relax because they're 1 score away from making it a 1-score game. What was most concerning to you, Matt?
Listen, and I know that Mike described Robert Saleh as having been put in a difficult position because of injuries and stuff. Here's where I say that Robert Saleh has failed, and that is these players are making idiotic mistakes. still in week 15. Multiple times in man coverage, players lost their assignment. Peeking into the backfield, doing stuff that you would expect maybe in a zone, right? Like, oh, yeah, I'm in zone. I'm going to peek. I'm going to follow the quarterback's eyes. Nope, you're in a man coverage assignment, and you're going to let your man get by you. And it's the only meat on the bone for Cam Ward were plays like that. Bad coaching decisions such as, not coaching up. Listen, I know that Malik Mustafa, the first one, tarted that ball out of his ass. Like just straight up, Jaquaski tarted it.
That
the
sounded
second
weird.
the second one, he was waiting for that ball like it was a punt.
Yes.
Go up and high point that ball or knock it down. Like, what are you doing? You let the receiver get in between you and a ball you had dead to rights, and they catch it at the goal line for a 1st and goal. Those little things, that lack of awareness, the not being a ball hawk. I don't know what it is with this team in safeties. They had multiple. I think that I counted 3 missed interceptions.
Yeah, Jair Brown had another one.
Brown had one as well. But multiple missed interceptions. And that to me is a sign of coaching. And when you have those concentration errors coming out of a bye week, no less, to me, that's unforgivable. And then they started doing the thing again with Tony Pollard where they started laying, I need to do the hit stick. I need to do the Madden hit stick. I'm going to lower my shoulder. Wrap him up, dude. Wrap him up. Multiple times he pinballed off of people. It's ridiculous. That's where I'm concerned is that you let the hapless Tennessee Titans score 24 points on you. After watching what they did against the Browns, and the Browns let them score 24 points, you let them score, or whatever it was, 21, 31, whatever it was. You watch them score 20-plus points, and then you let them do the same thing on you. It was no secret what they wanted to do. Yeah. Tony Pollard's going to run the ball, and then Cam Ward is going to run off play action to, hopefully get somebody open. And he was making mistakes, and they didn't capitalize on the mistakes at all. So that to me is concerning. They should have turned the ball over on the Titans 3 times, and they got none.
The DBs were very frustrating.
By the way, just imagine that against the Rams, Seattle, whatever. You play like this against the playoff team, you're going to get boat raced, 100%.
Yeah. The DBs were extremely frustrating. You had multiple opportunities, like Matt said, to get interceptions, multiple opportunities to get plays. That first touchdown that the Titans had, it looked like Lenore bit on the underneath crossing route, which is the same concept the Browns scored on 2 weeks ago. It's very frustrating to see this continue to happen week after week, and the 49ers aren't in a position to defend it correctly. And it's almost like, what are we doing here? We have a great defensive coordinator. We understand that he knows what they're supposed to do. Is it the players? Is it an execution issue at this point? It almost seems like it is. Lenore, the 49ers put a lot of cards in Lenore's hand by letting Charvarius Ward walk and saying, we're counting on you to be our CB1. We have faith that you can do that. I don't think he has, guys. Am I tripping here? I don't think he's turned into that for the 49ers this year.
He's been very average this year.
Right.
Yeah, this has definitely been a down season for him. And he's a lot like this defense, right? Like they're streaky, right? There'll be 3 or 4 games like, oh, that's what we want to see. Then it's like, dude, what the hell are you doing? And we'll see that for 3 games in a row. So that's the troubling part that bothers me with him. That play, I know that I think what was it, Mustafa that went and he was the last guy. People were like, oh, the safety played. I'm like, no. That was on Lenore. Mm-hmm. That's all on Lenore. He just completely lost his guy and whiffed.
He bit on Van Jefferson.
He turned right, and then my man went across and went on the inside, and it was just terrible. They've got to just know their assignments and just play it, man. They got to stop looking around and trying to do other people's jobs. That's why we need veterans out there.
Same thing happened later in the game where D. Winters just, for whatever reason, stayed in the corner while Jeffrey Simmons leaked back towards the pylon.
That was embarrassing. Completely embarrassing.
D. Winters stayed there with 2 other dudes, and Jeffrey Simmons just leaked back to the middle. It's like, what are you looking at, dude? Get your guy. You're playing man coverage, clearly, because you start out in the middle, and now you're 5 yards from the fucking sideline. What are you doing, man? Yeah. If Simmons is your guy and you followed him, and you're manned up on Simmons, who was the fullback at the time, stay with his ass. Be in his pocket. Like, it's not like Jeffrey Simmons going to outrun you, dude.
Right. Push him out of bounds so that he can't,
Right.
Catch the ball.
Something.
The fact that Jeffrey Simmons understands a scramble drill better than a linebacker is extremely frustrating. Like, you had him, he looked at Jair Brown, and it was almost like he thought Jair Brown, who was on the outside corner of the end zone, the front outside corner, was going to then switch on to Jeffrey Simmons in the middle of the end zone. Like, it made absolutely no sense what D. Winters was doing. And he's wide open.
It's not it's not basketball coming off a screen, dude. You can't just call switch.
Right.
Like, that's not how that works. And so those integrity issues, those assignment integrity issues are my biggest concern with this team. Even though they win, it's just like, bro, this was not the win that I wanted, and you let them back in the game after being up 31-10.
Yeah.
And I think the worst part about that Jeffrey Simmons touchdown is that before they even snap the ball, you hear Drew Brees say, "Oh, they've got Jeffrey Simmons going in there. It looks like he's going to play fullback. He's got a touchdown from a while ago. Maybe he gets another one." Like, even he knew what was like.
Well, okay.
How?
It's like when the Patriots would put Mike Vrabel in. They're not putting him in there to block, Like, they're clearly going to try and get a pass thrown to him, some crazy shit to get done. And the fact the 49ers were just like, "Oh, I don't know what to do," Cover him! He's not, he's not Devontae Adams back there routing you up. He's not, a fast receiver. Like, he is a huge target that can barely move. D. Winters is probably the fastest linebacker we have on the team. Maybe Nick Martin's is a shade faster. But it's inexcusable to lose him in coverage on a scramble drill like that. I thought Cam Ward was throwing it away, and then the camera pans over, and Jeffrey Simmons is wide open. Completely wide open, couldn't be touched either way by 5 arms lengths. That was embarrassing. That was absolutely embarrassing for the 49ers to give that touchdown up. And they didn't get to Cam Ward once today, the most sacked quarterback in the league. He was 18 for 29, 170 yards, averaged 5.9 per throw with 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, 101.2 passer rating.
Right. Which, by the way, if you take away it was 3 busted plays. It was the touchdown pass to the tight end. It was the one to Van Jefferson down at the goal line that should have been a pick. And then it was the Jeffrey Simmons. If you take those away, Cam Ward played like shit.
Yeah. And
that's the problem. The margin on a bad team like this is already thin enough because it's the NFL, right? This was the difference between a 45 to 10 win versus 34-24 or whatever the final score was, 37-24. Think about, again, the good teams who are going to move the ball anyway. And now you add in those mistakes. You're going to get crushed.
And the comment here talking about Renardo Green. Renardo Green has been on a double move every game for like 4 straight games. And we're so lucky that Cam Ward overthrew Van Jefferson by like 6 miles because he had him wide open streaking down the sideline and he would have walked in for the touchdown because Renardo Green bit again on the double move. It's like, what are we doing? Do we not learn from anything? Do we just get our brains wiped after every 4th quarter ends? Like, how do you not take that? Oh, I've seen this move before. Let me not completely bite on it. It's frustrating. It's absolutely frustrating. And there are some major concerns in this secondary. Like you said, Matt, Malik Mustafa is there for an interception, and he acts like there's no receiver there, and he's just fielding a punt. Go up and high point the ball, which is what Van Jefferson did, and he was able to bring it down. And between him and, was it Lenore, I want to say? I forget what corner was there, but there's 2 49ers there. Yeah. It's inexcusable.
Lenore could have made a play on the ball, too, and didn't do it.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. How many secondary coaches has the team gone through? And, like, there's always some fucking knucklehead in the secondary. Yeah. Ever since we lost, Sherman and Ward and Tart, trying to replace these guys, it's like, yeah, they'll have a couple good years or whatever, but then they do knuckleheaded shit. We saw the same thing. Talanoa Hufanga had that all-pro season and then either was injured or regressed, Jair Brown, up and down. Renardo Green, up and down. Diamador Lenore looks average after getting paid. What are they doing? Again, we've had, Kasarik has gotten so many things, so many treats on his defensive line. When Bosa's not in there, they're trash. They're trash every fucking year. They're trash. When Fred Warner's not in there, the linebacker's trash. Who is evaluating this talent? I don't care if it's area scouts or whatever. You need to look inside that building and be like, they're bad. They're bad at identifying talent all across the board. Name a good running back that they've drafted. Like, that's actually good and not like, oh, like he did something for a second. Right?
It's the undrafted free agents that
they asked backward into Brock Purdy, who was almost an undrafted free agent, and then weren't going to play him. You got Ayuk, who turned out to be a head case. Pearsall looks to be a little injured, but beyond that, who'd you draft at wide receiver that's really good? Nobody.
Debo had a couple good years, but yeah.
Debo had a good year, sir.
A good year.
But I'm just saying, like, there's a draft problem here. And they're good. They're really good at making trades and identifying veteran talent and going out and signing guys. And that's been the saving grace of this team. But
yeah, I agree.
Beyond that, their drafting has been very spotty. Even their hits are kind of like, they're hits when they're not injured, right? Like Bosa has been injured a lot. Kittle's been injured a lot.
I think their hits in drafts, especially when you're looking at the first, second year guys, I think that they're hits when the rest of the all pros are on the field with them, right? Yes. When they're just one guy. And so I think when we're evaluating how they're actually performing, it's a lot of replacement level players all over the field, right? Like, so if you're drafted second round, third round by the Niners, and you get a chance to go in there while Fred Warner's in there and Nick Bosa's in there and Lenore and Mooney Ward are out there, right? You're not going to look as bad. But when all of those guys are gone, now, it's all the replacement level guys, and now we're asking you, instead of growing, we're looking for a finished product, and so it's kind of like we're looking at a product on the field, and we're upset about it, rightfully so, but the context is these guys aren't really supposed to be out there in the fashion that they are. And that's not to make an excuse for what we're seeing. It's inexcusable because tackling fundamentals should be taught from day one. I don't care if you're a starter. I don't care if you're a backup. I don't care if you're on the practice squad. Wrap up. Like you said, these guys are doing hit stick shit, and it's not necessary. You aren't going to do that to a veteran, especially who's prepared for you to come in like that. That veteran sees what you do with your arms. If you're doing this versus if you're doing this. If you are raising those shoulders, he knows exactly what you're doing, and he's going to turn, and you're going to take your momentum right past him.
Well, what he's going to do is, he's going to get low, right? And if you come high with your arms out, he's going to lower his shoulder and hit you in the chest before you can wrap him, and you're going to bounce off. So, yeah, they have to figure something out. And I would say the one exception to what you were saying, Mike, would be Deommodore Lenoir. I'm sorry, when you sign a $95 million contract, you don't get the luxury of being, he's not an all-pro guy. It's like he's being paid like a fucking all-pro. So, he's the one that I'm like, if somebody had to step up on that defense in Fred Warner's absence, it has to be Lenoir. And he was getting chippy at the end of the game, and it's like, you played like shit, man. Shut the fuck up. Go back to the locker room. Move on.
You have that captain C on your chest for the first time.
Right.
And now is the time that you have to step up and prove that you earned that, because Warner's out, Bosa's out, half the damn defense is out. And they made a point, I think it was Drew Brees that made a point today, talking about the secondary, talking about the draft, Matt made me think of it, where he said they drafted every single part of this secondary. It's not like it's a couple of free agents. They drafted Lenoir, they drafted Brown, they drafted Mustafa, they drafted Renardo Green,
Upton, Stout,
yeah, Stout. So it's not like they could say, we're just having to plug and play guys. These are your hand-picked guys, and they're struggling. And we saw today, Drew Brees was like a master at it. I was really impressed when he was breaking down when they would go to man and how concerned you could tell us Robert Saleh was to play man coverage, because they're just not good at it. They just simply do not have the talent to play man coverage, and that's why Robert Saleh lives in cover 6. Because he does not trust this defense to stay sticky and not get penalties.
Yep.
It's really unfortunate.
Part of that though has to be coaching, because if there's anything that should be easy to do for defensive backs, is play man.
Right.
That's your assignment, dude.
That's your one-on-one. That's what you've been born to do.
Yeah. That's not, zone comes with the added of okay, I'm in a cloud flat. This guy's running, maybe he's running an out, but I got somebody coming behind me on a corner. Is there on a corner route or a corner post or whatever? Is there somebody over the top? Do I sink right, to take the deeper route, or do I get up closer to the line of scrimmage? When do I pass somebody off and maintain zone integrity? Like, there's more thought process going into zone than be like, oh, I got to stick in this dude's hip pocket and just react to what he's doing. You know what I mean? Like, that's the issue when you have breakdowns of communication and assignments in man. It's one thing to just get purely beat, like a guy beats you off the line and just runs straight past you. All right, fine. That is what it is, right? Like, sometimes you're going to lose if you're pressing. Sometimes you're going to lose, right? They're not pressing. They're playing off ball. And we're seeing guys bite on double moves. We're seeing guys lose their assignment because they're peeking in the backfield. And that's where I'm like, that's no excuse. That's a coaching issue, and they got to fix that. Yeah. And it's not just Robert Saleh. I don't want to just single him out, because Gus Bradley is there too, who is also a very experienced coach. So they got to figure something out.
Yeah. But the way you guys talked about it, Mike, I think you said, like, they're great when they have the all-pros around them, but when it's just them, not so great. Immediately what came to mind is Emmanuel Forbes. Emmanuel Forbes was a high pick for the Washington Commanders, struggled heavily, right? He gets traded to the Rams this season. The dude's looked like an all-pro ever since he got there, because the Rams have the talent up front, and they were just a corner away from really putting that defense together. And now he looks great, right? Like, that's what the 49ers are. That defense is kind of like that Washington Commanders defense, to where it's like you got a bunch of guys where if you put them on a great defense, they're going to shine. Right. But together, they're all just kind of B-list guys looking for somebody else to make the play. Yeah, and that was Hufanga too.
Right. Yes. Exactly. Right. Huff even had his moments. Right. When everything was clicking up front, it's like, oh snap, he can look good, Pro Bowl or All Pro. And right.
But this year in Denver too.
Right. But when you have to cover for 4+ seconds, now it's like, oh shit, like, these guys are NFL wide receivers for a reason. And I'm, again, not making excuses or anything like that. I just think we got to kind of look at this thing like this time next year. Well, not this time. Halfway through the season, next season, we're going to be like, these guys all have a lot of experience. And now that we have the team that we want around everybody, and these guys are filling in, we're going to feel better about how they look. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's tough. It's tough. We sound like we lost this game, guys. Right. Did y'all know that we won?
This question is funny, by the way.
We can talk about the offense, because I think they played great.
Yeah. DJ Dynamite 83. The question is, if we get the quest for 6, does Ayuk get a ring?
Fuck no. You got to participate. He didn't participate at all.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys heard Kyle Shanahan. They asked him about placing him on the reserve left team list, and he said it was basically the next step. It was all we could do, and that he hadn't seen Ayuk in forever. I think he said it's been over a month since me or the team. Mike, did you catch the press conference at all by chance?
I didn't. No, I jumped on, and I was trying to get here as soon as possible.
I think I bookmarked it. Yeah, here we go. I want to get your thoughts on this, and then we'll talk about the offense, because I thought this was pretty telling.
Left team. Did you have to do that right now? Why right now was that move made?
We haven't seen him forever. So, that's a decision they make. It's been pretty simple for me. I haven't seen him in a month. So,
holy shit.
That's and same with our team. So hasn't been an issue with our team at all. We kind of been plugging away and no big deal. Or it's just something we've been used to for a while, but I know it's new to you guys. So they just officially, I think, had to do that yesterday.
You and especially John have been saying you hoped he was going to come back. You hoped you still want that to happen. Do you have enough at receiver? What do you think about your receiving group that you going on without him now?
We've been playing with our receiver group all year. I really have been hoping he would come back all year, but not one point was I really planning on it. So that would have been a great bonus. That would have been awesome. And would love to have BA out there. Would love to have that type of player, but that was something I realized early on wasn't going to come for a while, and there was nothing that made me sit there and think it was happening soon. So I think the rest of our team also.
Has he communicated to you or anyone else that he wasn't going to come back, or has there been anyone that's been in touch with him at all?
No, not that I've talked to.
Is he out of the picture of the 49ers now in the future?
I wouldn't say that's for sure been decided. I literally haven't had to think about BA or had a reason to think about him in a long time. He is under contract next year. BA is a guy we've had a relationship for a while.
Wait, tap that back 5 seconds or 10
everyone
seconds.
knows how good of a player he is. That's extremely unfortunate. BA is a guy we've had a relationship or had a reason. I wouldn't say that's for sure been decided. I literally haven't had to think about BA or had a reason to think about him in a long time. He is under contract next year.
He is under contract next
He's
year.
a guy we've had a relationship for a while. We've always
Just no
liked
guaranteed
BA.
money.
Everyone knows how good of a player he is. It's extremely unfortunate that it's gotten to this point, but when this year's over, we'll see where we're at.
Haven't thought about him. Haven't had a reason to think about him for a while.
Haven't seen him for a month. And
Yeah.
that goes for me and anyone else on the team.
Yeah.
Not other wide receivers or anything. What changed from 2.5 months ago where he's out running routes and at games to, we haven't seen him in a month. We haven't talked to him at all. And so it's weird because the people I spoke to said that they thought he was healthy enough to come back and start practicing. And it was, they're waiting on him to say, yeah, I feel fine. It's like a pain tolerance thing, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, I'm good. The scans are clear. You're ready to go. You choose not to show up. And this could, I don't know who his agent is. I have no idea who his agent is.
Him and John Lynch have the same agent.
I'm not mad at an agent saying, hey, 0 guarantees, no security, don't go out there. You can't. Would you guys, if you were an agent for anybody and under any circumstance with no guarantee, would you let him go out there?
Well, no, but I would also not let him lose that money to begin with. Like, it's pretty, I would call him and I'd say, you need to get your ass to San Francisco right now, or else they're going to void your shit. Like, it's,
Yeah.
that's what an agent's job is, right? Like, instead, who knows who's in BA's ear that he's listening to, thinking, hey, this is a way I could get out and get to a team that I actually want to be with, yada, yada, yada. I think it's a huge fumble on his part.
100%. And there are people that will sit here and be like, well, the team played a part of this too. And I'm like, no, they didn't. They reacted.
No, he was injured.
And
What the fuck? I'm sorry. Can your daughter hear me? Your audio's coming through your headphones.
No.
Right?
Yeah. It's right out through there.
Okay.
It's fine. But my thing is like, no, they were like, it's contentious negotiations. There was bad blood. And I'm like, well, then he shouldn't have signed the contract.
Yes.
Like,
bingo.
If I'm the team, I'm like, he signed the contract, so he must be good, right? Like, everything must be square. Everything's good. Like, we gave him what he wanted. Like, he was like, cool, we're good. And then he was like, well, I don't want to show up to this thing. And it's just like, when the team finally had to get to the point where they're voiding guarantees, which almost never happens, how could it be anything other than what Ayuk did? It's not like the 49ers didn't uphold their contractual end of the contract. He was getting his checks.
Yep.
Right? Okay, so then Ayuk has to do his part. If any of us sign a contract and we don't do it, I don't know.
See ya.
I don't know.
Good luck.
Someone in the chat's like, is this all about the wrong colored shorts? Kinda.
Yeah, I mean,
All
to
you
be
gotta do is
honest,
wear
yeah.
the right short. It's called.
Well, this guy's been making
idiotic.
He's been making idiotic decisions since he entered the fucking negotiations. I'm so glad you have headphones on. I'm so glad you have headphones on, Matt. Like, he's been making idiotic fucking decisions all along.
Yeah, his girlfriend posts that TikTok the day after the Super Bowl saying, this could be the last time we're here. You know,
right. Then he had
him.
his brother posting shit like, how do you not target your number one wide receiver? And they're in super, like, right. So he's been taking shots at the team for a really, really long time.
Yep.
From everything that I heard, the team actually wants this kid there. So that stands true. What I could never confirm was how he specifically felt. I chalked it all up to negotiations, bad negotiating tactics, but I chalked it up to all the negotiations. Now, I'm like the rest of the faithful. You don't want to be here, motherfuck you. Get out of here. That's how I feel about it. 100% honesty. Now, here's the best part about that whole interview and everything that we just heard, right? I love that Kyle said he is under contract next year. If anybody out there thought that you were getting Brandon Ayuk for free, wrong. And if you don't show up, there's going to be penalties. In fact, you're going to have to pay shit. That's how the NFL works. So one, you've already abandoned your job. So you're either going to retire, or your bitch ass is going to show up. That's where I'm at right now. That's the energy I'm bringing from this moment forward. Hey, Ayuk, the ball is literally in your court. You don't have guarantees, and you're not going to get them by going to Sizzler, dumbass. You're out there buying all these expensive-ass chains. Ooh, look at that VVS. Right? I saw that stupid-ass video. You don't have guarantees anymore, and you're buying chains? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? Who is in this guy's corner? Who's his financial advisor? Fuck your agent for a second. For a second. You go into contract negotiations and you didn't hire a financial advisor that said, hey, this might be a stupid idea. This might be a really bad idea. Who is in his corner? Like where is the help for these young men out here who are coming into abundance of money, and you want to go out and buy 4 cars that cost over $80,000 a piece? And 80 might be on the low end of the 2 cars that I know he has are double 80 at least in value. So it's like, what are you doing? I want to document this from start to finish. You're showing up to fucking what was the name of that show with the former football players, that interview he did, and he had
Ryan Clark
Daniels with him and all. Yeah. I want to document this from start to finish. I got my dog here and all that shit. Now I see, not only was this agent-driven negotiations, this is also personal decisions that were fucking moronic. Fuck him. And what a better way to stick it to him and anybody else who didn't want to be here than going out and having a successful season. Fuck him. I hope the Niners win it all now, just to stick it to him, you dumbass.
And here's the thing. Golly, Michael. Here's the thing. You're right on the money. That Kyle Shanahan, I think, dropped that on purpose. That
absolutely
whole contract next year, because guess what? You don't show up, fine. You don't come in, fine. You don't get.
Well, Mayoko reported
this
past weekend in his video that he's incurred a ton of fines. He is like, I don't have an exact number, but his pay that he got went down significantly due to the amount of fines he's incurred just in the past 6 months.
And the 49ers putting him on the did not report list actually allows them legal recourse to go after signing bonus money.
The money they already gave him. So not only are you fined by the team in NFL, now we're getting back the guarantees that you got already, you dumbass. And here's the icing. The icing is already being under contract. The cherry on top. And I don't even fuck with certain types of cherries. Diana Rossini was still wrong. Yeah. She was right with the whole turmoil and all that stuff, but he's gone. It's over. Blah, 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 blah. He's not under contract next year. That shit that her and Mike Silver reported that this voids his contract in the future. No, it doesn't. It voids the guarantees. He's still under contract.
To be fair, that's what they said. It said it voids the guarantees and leads the way to a split. Basically saying they can cut him. But if I'm the 49ers, he's made my life miserable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be petty as fuck.
Yep.
I'm going to be like, you're still under contract. Guess what? You're going to sit. If you report, great. Then you can play and you can make some money and make the team better. If you don't report, like you said, you're either going to have to retire, which, by the way, the 49ers would hold his rights for 2 seasons, or you continue to incur fines and you make nothing.
So I have this graphic. Sorry, Mike. Stats for David Lombardi.
$95 million.
And the graphic for SF Niners. 2026 next year, they're able to what's the word I'm looking for? Cut back $27 million, 2027, $28 million, and 2028, $30 million. Let me read the super chat
for a grand total of $95 million, ladies and gentlemen.
Gray Fox 98, 198 with $10 super chat. Can we still get something for Devondre Ayuk, which is hilarious?
All right, I see what he did there. Hold on.
Or is he going to get cut? Also, I find it funny that Debo requested a trade because he wanted to win and went to a 4-10 team. Hilarious. That's the team also that Ayuk wanted to go to, or the Raiders, by the way. But let me, real quick, I think it costs nothing to keep him, right? He's due no guarantees. Exactly. So I'd say, fuck it. You're not going anywhere unless we get an offer.
Especially if he's holding out or not reporting, they don't have to pay him shit.
Yeah.
They can withhold that pay. It's weird because I think I'm not sure, because this is almost uncharted territory. I think his number still counts against the cap as long as he's on the roster, though.
He's not.
They still have to hold that.
Oh, that's a good point.
In escrow. But if they put him on the did not report list, he's technically not on the roster. I'm not sure what the legality of that is. So it's going to be interesting. Also, Mike, not to be that guy, but it's 85, not 95.
No, it's not. 2, 4. 85. 85. My
I just wanted to. I didn't want people to come for you. I thought if anybody was going to, I would just say it real quick.
Out of the $120 million contract extension he signed, he only got about $35 million of that.
Some of which he might have to give back because of the non-reporting
plus fines.
Yeah.
If I'm the Niners, I don't give him up for anything now.
No.
Now I'm sticking it to you, and I hope we win.
Well,
oh my god!
And if nobody wants to, I mean, you're gonna have to get a king's ransom. It's like, no, we're gonna make this guy's life a living hell unless you offer us something good, because we can cut him, sure, but I think that's like rewarding him, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's like
That's what he wants.
He's gonna. We're just gonna fine him. He's not gonna collect any game checks, whatever else. If they can hold it, I think their dead cap goes down a lot next year, so they can just absorb that extra cap. Like they're gonna have rollover this year, like they always do. The cap's gonna jump to like 279 million. I don't know, but he again, the people in 49ers social media that are carrying water for Brandon Ayuk is insane to me.
Right.
All he had to do was do the shit that he agreed to do when he signed the contract. Literally do your job. That's it. What do you expect the team to do when he doesn't do his fucking job?
Yep. Just fucking show up.
And
it's
Mike,
crazy.
Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead. I'll go.
I was just gonna say it's crazy because they said early on that he was very active. He was in the training rooms and all that stuff. Like, so that was after he lost the guarantees in July. Like, so what?
Acting like a coach to the other receivers.
Yeah. Like, I just don't get it.
I think somebody tipped him off that the Rossini Silver story was going to drop, and that's when he decided to peace out, because the timing is about the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
That he's like, I'm going to look like shit, so I'm just not going to show up now. I don't want to answer the questions about like why I didn't fight to get my guarantees or nothing else. I'm just not going to do it.
Well, to be fair, he wouldn't have to answer shit because injured players don't report, right?
Don't address the media.
So he could have just hidden there.
But here's the problem. How long can he say that he's injured before the team's like, we're ready for you to do your physical? All you got to do is show up with our physicians in our facility to go through the whole thing.
Good point. Yeah.
Because as soon as it comes out, like the guarantees are voided. What's the impetus for the 49ers not to have him come back?
Yeah.
Come on back, dude. Come on. You don't have any guarantees, but come on back.
They were still hoping to get him back even after all this shit. I mean, they were saying, like, I would welcome him today. Like he's a huge part of the offense and he would be a big weapon for us if we were able to get him back. But that's not where we're at. That's not something that's feasible anymore.
That's because for Kyle Shanahan and for the team, from the team standpoint, it's business. And for BA, it's personal.
Yep.
Yeah. And you never, a personal thing never works in corporate world. Sorry.
And again, it's sad that a lot of our fan base are just so like, oh, fuck the team, fuck the team, fuck the team. It's all about the player. You should side with the player. It's like, not always, dude. Sometimes the players are just wrong.
I am all about players getting their money. I don't like that NFL has all these loopholes and all that stuff where if one thing goes wrong against you, you miss out on such a large amount of money, right? They don't give the guarantees and all that stuff, and it's the most highest injury rate sport in the world, right? So I don't like that part of it. But when I hear that all you had to do was show up and sit in a fucking classroom and you don't want to do that, you flip me against you. And it's hard to flip me against you.
Go to a doctor's appointment.
Right, with checkups with your doctor's appointment. That was my whole point where it's like, the agent's telling him this or that. It's like the agent should have said, get your ass on a plane. I'll charter a private jet for you right now. You need to be in Santa Clara tomorrow at 12 o'clock. Like, how hard is that to say? Because, and I saw it in the chat, I just had a comment pulled up. He's never going to get that contract again. He had a devastating knee injury. What team is going to line up to give him another 4-year, $120 million contract? So you just pissed that away, and now you're going to hope for what? A 1-year, $15 million prove-it deal from Washington? From New England?
Factor in rust, factor in how much weight he's been putting on the opposite leg, and the odds of him injuring the opposite leg are already high. Mm-hmm. Now you haven't played football in more than a calendar year. Now you're going to, when September or August roll back around, or forget August, like let's just say June or July when they report for the first, training camps
OTAs
and all that stuff.
And shit.
OTA. If he shows up to that, when's the last time you played football, bro? We're talking about 18 months later.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to be in shit shape. I saw the videos of you training with the tree in your backyard. That didn't help you get in shape. That was when you came back, by the way. That was when you came back and you still look like shit. So, sorry, it's not going to do it. It's not going to get it done. So, you guys, congratulations out there. I didn't think it was possible. I'm officially off the Brandon Ayuk train.
I am shocked that the 49ers were able to find a way to recoup this money. And we're able to find a way to go about it contractually, get everything back. And the fact that Brandon Ayuk did not challenge this through the NFL Players Association, I think speaks volumes. Because if he really did think that there was a grievance against him that the 49ers, did, he could have said, no, I have a case. they're wrong. It's just a misunderstanding, yada, yada, yada. He did not even pursue it to try and get those guaranteed millions of dollars back, tens of millions of dollars. He didn't even try and pursue it. So that makes me think that he is aware that he messed up, or he thinks that this is an easy way out and he'd rather wash his hands of the situation and try to start fresh somewhere else, which is idiotic.
or because a lot of people think the team was just like, oh, you missed one appointment? Nah, you're done, dude. He definitely missed more than one. And the team talked to him, and he probably went in there with the attitude of like, nah, fuck that. I'm not doing it.
Right.
And they were like, all right, well.
Right. Would that surprise any of you guys? Like, he's kind of not the best communicator to begin with, like the way he was with the media, the way he was with the team, the way he was during contract negotiations. It doesn't really surprise me, unfortunately. So.
And it's like, there's a difference between being, we've seen diva wide receivers, right? We talk about it all the time. Like Debo with his this shit and whatever else. But when Debo signed that contract, he showed his tubby ass up to fucking, OTAs and shit. We talk about AJ Brown being very disgruntled to Philadelphia, reading a book on the sideline or whatever, but he shows up to work. He's at least in the building going to do what he's supposed to be doing. It's the lack of communication. And by the way, this nonsense started way before that. This nonsense started in the Super Bowl, and he was butthurt that he didn't get targeted. His girl went on social media and was like, we're fucking out of here, blah, 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 the next day. And it just turned into a whole scene. And it's just like, listen, dude, if you can name me the team, I can't even think. When was the last time the team had the best wide receiver in the NFL, or one of the best wide receivers in the NFL, and won a Super Bowl, Like, because I don't think AJ Brown was one of the top guys last year.
Tyreek wasn't even when the Chiefs won.
No, Tyreek had like a down year that year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you think about like the best wide receivers. Amon-Ra St. Brown was in 23 when the Niners went to the Super Bowl. He had like a 1,800-yard season. Yeah. Justin Jefferson's been going off.
Maybe Cooper Kupp.
No, the Triple Crown year.
No.
They didn't win the Super Bowl.
They didn't win. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's just like when you think about all the hype that Odell Beckham Jr. got. They didn't win shit. You know what I mean? Like, you got to go back to what?
Wait, I thought they beat the Bengals that year.
No, I think the Triple Crown year was the year before that, wasn't it? Hold on, I'll Google it really quick. Cooper Kupp Triple Crown season stats.
That was
2021.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Rams won 2021. They beat us in the championship game.
Okay, so
they won in 2022. It says. Against the Bengals. Which was the 2021 season. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the one case I can think of.
That's the one case, right. But odds are more often than not, if you're looking to build a team, you want to have good wide receivers, but you don't necessarily need to have like the greatest wide receivers. But you need the quarterback, you need the defensive line, you need a good offensive line. You know what I mean? Like when Tom Brady had prime Randy Moss through 50 touchdowns, they lost the Super Bowl.
Eli Manning.
To Eli Manning and David Tyree, who nobody ever heard of again after that helmet catch.
Yeah. Yep.
So just get guys that fit your culture, get guys that aren't going to create a bunch of problems. That's why I'm like, I don't even care that Jawan Jennings has started to come around a little bit. The bloom is off the rose for me. I already know what kind of person he is based off of the shit that happened this offseason. Let him walk, dude.
Yeah.
You can find somebody like Jawan Jennings. It's fine.
Lyle says Jennifer Lee Chan was right yet again. She wrote that story about Ayuk earlier in the season. They took it down because Brad called him out, saying Ayuk had followed the team on Instagram again. Well, to be fair, she was incorrect saying that he recently unfollowed the team. And this is also kind of a weird thing, right? He never refollowed the team after the contract negotiations. If you want to be a bitch about it and unfollow people on social media to try and make a point in contract negotiations, fine. But then when they gave you $120 million, you're not going to be like, okay, all is good, and I'll refollow them. Like, he still had everything removed off of his social media, and he was getting shit, and I think we defended him on this podcast earlier in the season when we were like, well, people were saying Bosa's in the stands, Fred Warner's in a box, where's Ayuk? And we were saying, well, hey, everybody rehabs differently. He's rehabbing in Arizona, yada, yada, yada.
That was definitely me.
No, he's MIA.
But that's the other thing, too, though. Is that people are now doing that shit with, what about Bosa? He's not at the team facility right now. And it's like, you idiots, there's no expectation for him to come back.
Right.
Fred Warner's trying to come back, which is why he's rehabbing with the team. Ayuk last year, or the year he tore his ACL, MCL, PCL, whatever it was, Did you see him at all that season? No, he was gone. He wasn't on the field. He wasn't in the box. He wasn't doing anything. He was rehabbing where his surgeon was, because his surgeon wants to follow that closely with his staff that he trusts to do the initial part of the rehab. Okay. Nick Bosa did the same thing. But the year after Nick Bosa's torn ACL, when he was ready to come back for camp, he was in camp. He showed up to the stuff. The 49ers medical staff cleared him to return, which means that he had to go and get evaluated by the 49ers medical staff. We're not talking about OTAs, okay? Nobody gives a shit about voluntary workouts and OTAs. Bosa was back for the start of mandatory training camp. That's plain and simple. Mm-hmm. And Brandon Ayuk was missing meetings, so
yep,
it is what it is.
Look, if I'm the Niners, I got two names for these guys, and to be completely honest, I'm not even waiting. All right. So what they need to do out there, what they need to do is go and sign Cooks, because the wide receivers need help.
Isn't he in Buffalo?
No, isn't he still available?
Brandon Cooks? I thought he signed somewhere. Here,
I thought he signed with
continue.
Buffalo.
I'll look. Who else?
I thought he was still available.
Yeah, Buffalo Bills.
What about Ngakoue?
Buffalo picked him up.
Yannick Ngakoue, I think, is a free agent.
So then they need to get Gabe Davis then. Like, the Niners need another wide receiver that's going to at least command a little bit of respect.
Davis is going out there as well.
Damn it, they got both of them?
Yeah, they got both of them.
Shit, man.
That's how you erase a 21-0 lead against the Patriots today.
Jeez, and they got that win too. That was pretty impressive. I'm not gonna lie to you. So, yeah, I'm going out there and I'm getting Ngakoue. We got to find some help.
Ngakoue looks like is he with Indianapolis right now?
I thought
that's what.
There's no way.
I think he's a free agent.
Okay, maybe Indy was the last team. Is he on their team but not playing?
Is he on a practice squad? Sign him to a contract if he's on a freaking.
Yeah, you can steal him. You can steal him off a practice squad.
Yeah, Simba Webster.
Waivers.
Just get somebody in here to help.
It does say Colts technically, but
now,
ESPN has him on. No, ESPN has him as a free agent. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Maybe that was his last team.
Right.
And he
most
got cut
recently.
or something.
All right.
Let's make a freaking move and go forward. You know, we're riding a very high wave of emotion right now as far as 49ers go. Right.
Well,
again, here we are. When I say we're riding a wave of emotion, I'm talking about in a positive direction. All right. Here we are. I mean, what is that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of their last 6 games. The Niners have won.
Yeah.
They've won 5 of their last 6 games.
I would say let the 49ers work with what they got. Their offense scored 37 points today. You know what I mean? Like,
against a bad Titans defense.
Sure,
that's not the Colts defense. That's not the Bears defense, and that's damn sure not the Seahawks defense. These defenses that we're about to go up against are twice.
But what
as
I'm
good
saying
as
is don't rush out to get people. Like I thought that Demarcus Robinson did a good job hauling in the passes that were thrown his way. You know what I mean? Get Kendrick Bourne involved. Do I trust them to go out even if let's say Brandon Cooks was available? Do I trust them to go out and utilize him in the way that they need to utilize him because he would be new to this offense? No, I don't. I don't trust them to do that.
And get Jordan Watkins involved, then sign some guy off the street.
Right. Jordan Watkins has been a healthy scratch for like a month.
But Simba Webster was here before. He knows the system already. He's a younger guy.
But how many catches does Simba Webster have for the 49ers? That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to just bring in a guy. I mean, they signed what's his name, Javon Baker from the Patriots. They signed him. I just don't bring in guys just to bring them in. Utilize the guys that you got. Like, we saw Kendrick Bourne go off when Mac Jones was in there, which is how he got to. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if it's a chemistry issue with Brock Purdy or what. Like, Purdy seems to like his guys, and then that's who he likes. But
it's got to be.
Yeah, I don't know.
He will throw prayers up to Juwan. He'll throw prayers up to Kittle. That's about it.
So let's say you rock with the offense. I think we do all agree that we need help on the defensive side of the ball.
100%. 100%. The defense is going to be the downfall of this team.
Yes, and it's bad. It's ugly bad. I'm talking like ugly bad. I don't know that there's not a player out there worth looking at if you're a defensive edge guy. If you're edge guy, like, you got to go out there and get him.
So we were going to get into the offense side of the ball before we got sidetracked by Ayuk a little bit. So why don't we talk about the offense, and then we'll start to wrap up since we're already over the hour mark. The 49ers didn't punt today, which is great. They took care of business, put up 37 points. Purdy, very efficient, 23 for 30, 295 yards, 9.8 average per pass, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, sacked twice for 3 yards, lost passer rating of 140.3. McCaffrey, 22 carries for 73 yards and 1 touchdown. Purdy, 7 carries for 44 yards with a long of 26, which is the longest rush of the year by the 49ers, by the way. Brian Robinson, 9 carries for 21 yards. And then Pearsall led the team in receiving, 6 for 96 with the long of 38. Kittle had 8 for 88. Juwan, 3 for 37 and 2 touchdowns. Kittle also had a touchdown. Demarcus Robinson, 2 for 36. Kendrick Bourne, 2 for 17. And McCaffrey, 1 for 14, which I think is kind of the most shocking, right? Because, Mike, you said that to start the show. He only had 1 reception. Like, can you guys think of the last time Christian McCaffrey only had 1 reception in a game? But they still took care of business, and they spread the ball out enough to where the offense was very, very efficient. And Juwan has kind of emerged as this red zone threat. I think he has like 6 touchdowns in the last 5 games or something like that. So it's nice. And Purdy threw a jump pass to George Kittle in the back of the end zone. He brought it down. I thought the offense was really good today.
Purdy did 2 things that drove me crazy as far as physical throws. Because there was other things that he did that drove me crazy as well. But
I know you're going to say that
pass
jump
was one of
pass.
them.
Yep.
The jump pass was
100%.
definitely one of them. And it's like, no. Great result, terrible decision, but fine, whatever. Now, I will say that there was someone in his face, and he needed to get higher to make that throw. So you kind of got to work with what you got, right? When you have a guy who's 6'1" on a good day with heels on, like I understand what you got to do, right? So fine. It worked out for us in that situation. The other thing he did was when he scrambled far left and threw it back across the field, I thought it was a pass to McCaffrey, but Bourne undercut it and got that reception. And I was like, I can't believe he is still doing this. I couldn't believe it.
Bourne was open and Purdy threw him to a space. That's kind of what happened. I think it won't look as bad when you look at the all 22, but like I thought Purdy did a much better job today and carried on what he did previous to the bye week in not forcing it too much. And like he had multiple throwaways today, which I thought was really good because we've gone weeks without him, he
had 3
throwaways. Yeah.
He had 3 throwaways, and I think there were 3 drops.
We've gone weeks without him doing throwaways, and I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, that's fine.
And before we continue with the Purdy critique, I think we're all happy with what he looked like. So this is not get rid of him. He's not the guy.
Like himself.
Brock Purdy looked back-to-back games. Yeah. He's looked good out there.
Mobile.
Like there was one other pass to Bourne that looked like it was in traffic, but that one looks interesting, and I want to see what it looks like too, because to me it looked like the DB underneath got beat so bad that it just like bracketed the wide receiver. You know what I mean? Like he just ended up like trying to sprint there and just like didn't give a fuck about where he was running to. He just ran in a straight line. So we'll see. But there were a couple drops. Like I thought Purdy had a pretty sweet scramble and fired a dart that Kittle just dropped. Like bounced right between his hands, and it went off his hands. And I was like, "Oh crap!" Those are the type that get tipped up and picked, right? So, I thought he looked really good today.
There was the drop by Pearsall across the middle that was almost intercepted. Like he ended up batting it up in the air.
I think he got a PI on that.
Oh,
you're thinking of the same one.
They drew a flag on that one. And then the other one was on 3rd down to Juwan Jennings across the middle. I mean, it hit him in both hands, chest and face, and he still didn't come down with it. And it was weird because he came down with it, but then when he landed, he didn't survive the ground or something. So it was like a weird incompletion and drop.
And the crazy thing is he later caught one that was called back because of a hold that he got absolutely blasted on. And he he kept it. He held it. So I don't know. That's confusing shit.
Juwan almost caught it, and it did hit him in the hands. I think Purdy was like a second late, right? I think if that ball was on him as he's turning around, he probably catches it. But he turned around and then waited a second. That allowed time for the DBs to catch up and then hit him pretty hard, and that broke it up. But it was a good throw. I think he still should have caught it. Still hit him right in the gut, both hands.
two elite traits by Brock Purdy that I saw in this game. I've told you guys about the layered throws. I think he does that better than any quarterback in the NFL, right? It happened to be a touchdown, but he did a layered throw to Juwan Jennings on the far right sideline by the pylon. I thought that was a phenomenal throw, man. I mean, and you saw the defender underneath like jump up. He thought he had that shit. Like he jumped up, and I thought, oh my God. And then when Jennings came down with it, it was, you know, the icing on the cake was that he had actually stretched over the goal line and got the touchdown. The other thing that Purdy does really well that I thought he was doing a little too much early on, he scrambles really well behind the line of scrimmage. I felt like there were times where he left clean pockets and created some more trouble than what he needed to in the first half in particular. It was just like, dude, that pocket was clean. You didn't have to get out of there at that moment. But I don't know if he's doing that because of height. And that's what, because I don't see it from his perspective, like my eyes aren't where his eyes are, I'm wondering if that's why he does that as often as he does. That was driving me crazy in the first half. It's like, dude, you got to stay there. You had a clean pocket. But if you can't throw the ball over where those guys are to complete the pass, then it doesn't matter if the pocket's clean or not. If they're too tall or if you're in fear of arms or hands coming up, then you got to do what you got to do. So, but in the second half, it turned into a strength. You talked about the longest run of the year for the 49ers. What was it, 26 yards, I think you said it was?
26 yards,
right?
yep.
So, I mean, that's also what he does well. You know, we're talking about second half Lions game in the postseason where he used his legs to extend multiple drives that led to scores, right? So that's what Purdy does really, really well, and that shows why the 49ers have so much faith in him. As long as he doesn't put the ball in harm's way, and I didn't see any – did I see any passes today that like looked like that was supposed to be an interception and he didn't get one? I don't recall saying that on any throws of his today in this game. Not to say that there weren't any interceptable passes. That one by Pearsall that he tipped up wasn't. If that was a pick, that wouldn't have been on at the fault of Purdy. That would have been because Pearsall did that whole slap the ball thing with one hand. But I don't remember seeing him throw anything to a linebacker, which is what he's kind of been, you know, his downfall. He's really coming around, man. So I'm really happy.
I thought it was a great game from him. Very efficient. 23 for 30, 295, like I said, 3 touchdowns. He was great. He was great. And you know, the 49ers offense as a whole, what were they, like 9 of 11 on third downs? Third down efficiency, 9 for 15. So they did kind of bug down in the fourth quarter, right? But there was a point where they were 7 for 8. And they were pretty good.
They were 7 for 7. Then they showed the stupid graphic, and I was like, "Oh, there it is. That's the jinx right there." It's like, you know, oh, this kicker is 100% when he kicks him from here,
right,
and then he shanks it, right? That they did that, and I was like, "Oh, here we go." And sure enough, on third down, that was the first third down that we didn't get. So he was 7 for 7. I mean, we were really efficient on third downs in this game when we needed to. That is the most adorable thing I've ever seen. When we needed to be, you know what I'm saying? Like, so when the game was. And we were in cruise control. We had already made them burn their timeouts. They didn't really care about third down efficiencies there. And I also want to say this. I didn't know that he was this good. They said that Brock Purdy on 3rd and 4th and 1 with the QB sneak. Did you hear the stat today?
No.
He was like 23 of 26 conversion rate. So
ridiculously good.
That is an insane conversion ratio right there. So keep it up, man. That is the benefit of being a smaller guy that can get low, and they don't know exactly which way you went behind your big offensive lineman. So I love it.
Now, if you hear PFF say it, they assigned him 7 turnover-worthy plays today. So, you know, can't please everybody.
7?
I thought he played.
Are you
yeah,
serious?
I thought he played it great.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
You have the fumble that Burford just got like absolutely dog walked on, right? That it's so close to being an incomplete pass. You know, if they called it incomplete on the field, it would have stood.
Yeah.
That's how close it was. They called it a fumble because they're trained to, and that kind of bit us. But
I
Uh-huh.
thought it was a throw. With how far that ball went, I don't know how they didn't call that.
I know.
Throw,
I know. Yeah. It's Simmons caught it like right at the transition point between the cockback and the throw forward. So
yeah,
that's what it was. Hi, Jimmy.
Will you guys please say happy birthday to Kyle Shanahan? Because I've seen this comment like 40
Happy birthday,
times.
Kyle.
Happy birthday,
Is it really his
Kyle.
birthday?
It is.
Happy birthday, Coach.
Yep.
Okay, there you go. Great win for the coach on his birthday right there. Man.
Yeah.
Against a terrible team. You should have beat
Against
them
a
by
terrible team. Yep. And guess what? We got another terrible team. I think Baby Giraffe played just well enough today to start next week.
Oh, I wanted to ask you guys this question. We talked about in our pregame show that this was a litmus test, right? Like, Matt, that was the statement you made to start the show. What do you think?
One and done in the playoffs. If the defense plays like this, one and done. We're going to get absolutely waxed.
One appearance or one win, and then we're done?
No, one appearance. I think any of these playoff teams, if the defense plays like they did today, we're going to get beat. They need to tighten that shit up, especially the concentration. The Titans are so bad that they couldn't do anything outside of those busted plays. But because of those concentration laps, they were able to score 24 points. Now think about a team that is able to, through talent, move the ball a little bit better or even marginally better, and then they still have those lapses in concentration. Now you're looking at a 35, 38 points on the board rather than 24. They played with their food. They let them stay in it. And it's not necessarily a talent thing, because there were times where the 49ers, I mean, there was one point where Tajay Spears catches a pass out of the backfield, and like it's like a short dump off pass or whatever, and all of a sudden like 10 49ers are surrounding him, and he was like, oh shit. You know, that like they have the ability to do that.
That same play, I don't know if it was Breeze or the other guy. He's like, one of the things the Niners do really, really well is they make tackles. They don't miss a lot of tackles. I'm like, dude,
yeah, that was Drew Brees. And I was like, what are you talking about? But did you hear him? Did you hear him say? Did you hear him say Persall? He called Ricky Persall like twice.
Every time.
It was like, dude, did you even prep for this game, dude?
Persall.
Right? It's a first-round pick, by the way. Like, those are the names you're supposed to get right. Like, those are the names you're supposed to get right. I do think this. I think that
and let's be real. It's a very Anglo-Saxon name too. It's not like it's a fucking, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's not like it's one of these mouthful names that we're not asking you to I don't want to step on this name because they're from China or something, right? Like
Kuwanu or something.
Yeah. Or
it's damn near spelled phonetically. Like just read the fucking name on paper.
What's the Browns linebacker? Jeremiah Owoku Coruscant, whatever.
Yeah.
Like that. Okay, if you mess that up, sure, dude. Like that's fantastic. That's fine.
Awusu Koromora.
Ricky Pearsall. Like what is happening right now? Are you stroking out on TV?
It's the New Orleans accent. We just didn't get it. I did want to.
He's not actually from New Orleans, right?
No, I know. They did allow 24 points, but I will say this: towards the end of the third quarter, like midway towards the end of the third quarter, the Niners were up by 3 scores. I thought it was very clear and obvious that Saleh just said, "Hey, let's let them score on this drive." Not saying so much let them score, but he stopped blitzing. He didn't rush any extra guys. It was 3 or 4 man rushes the whole time, and just see what they take. And that's when they were running. Matt talked about it also. It was like run. We couldn't do much in the second half where they were running the ball. I feel like that one drive in particular, he kind of said, look, we're up 3 scores. Let's run some time off the clock. Let's let them go out here and run down. And we didn't call any timeouts or anything like that. Like, I thought that was kind of by design. If that holds true, we gave them 7 points. They only really put up 17 points in this game. If the final score of this game was 17-37, do we feel better about the litmus test? Do we feel like, all right, maybe we're a little bit more competitive than what it appears?
I mean, I do, and I also think that this defense, as beat up as it is, like they're not whole, right? Like you're missing Bethune. We talked about Jordan Elliott was out today. Yetur Matos is going to come back. Sam Okuwanu is going to come back. So it is concerning that they gave up these 24 points. But I mean, the Titans put up 24 against Seattle like 3 weeks ago. They put up 29 or 31 against the Browns last week. They put up 20 against the Chargers a few weeks ago. Like 21 against the Cardinals a few weeks ago, 20 against the Colts. Like they're capable of scoring 3 to 4 touchdowns a game. Like that's not unheard of for this offense. So I don't think it's too crazy to like start like waving the red flags. I think that if they get Bethune back, Okuwanu back, and if you could get anything out of Gross Matos at this point, I think the defense would look a lot better because Curtis Robinson is just a huge liability out there no matter what. And without Sam Okuwanu to bookend Bryce Huff, there's no pressure at all. So fingers crossed those additions help.
And to me thought, oh, go ahead, Matt.
Sorry. To me, it's more about the mistakes and the lapses than it is about necessarily the scoring. Because you have less of a margin against good teams than you do against a bad team. Like you can have some of these concentration mistakes against the Titans, and whatever the outcome is, you're probably still going to win that game, right? But if you do that against the Green Bays, if you do that against the Seattles or the Los Angeles Rams, you're going to get waxed right off the field, and that's the problem. You have to play at your very best. And like, again, when you get confused about your assignment in man coverage in week 15, that's scary to me. And it's not like guys who are off the streets. We're talking about Renardo Green. We're talking about another penalty from Upton Stout. We're talking about Diamador Lenore losing a guy on an assignment. We're talking about D. Winters losing a guy on an assignment. These are guys that have been here in this system. It's like, come on, man. Like, what is happening? What are we doing?
Look, do you think that all of the man errors were because they got confused, or were they trying to predict which way the receiver was going to cut?
I mean, they got beat on a play to the tight end that they got beat on against the Browns. Renardo Green bit on a double move for like the 7,000th time this season, right? D. Winters on that play to Jeffrey Simmons. What are you anticipating? He's like, just follow him. You know what I mean? Like, it's limited ground inside of the end zone. So
let that baby eat that hat, bro. I don't know what you're fighting it for.
She wants to.
This is adorable. Yummy, nummies. Sorry.
But
But yeah, so no, I do get what you're saying. So it was more of that also. Zach, do you have the drive-by-drive thing? At the point in the third quarter where the Niners were up 3 scores, and then they scored on that ensuing drive. I just want to know how many rushing yards they had on that drive. I don't know if it breaks it down that way or not.
When they went up,
The Niners were up. Hold on, I can tell you. Give me a
24 to
second.
10 or 31 to 10.
Were we up 34-10?
No, 24 to 10 or 31 to 10.
31-10. That's 3 scores, right? Yeah,
Yep.
31-10. And then they scored after that, right?
The
That was
Titans
going
scored?
into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that was the Simmons touchdown catch.
Yeah.
So that drive, how many rushing yards did they have on that drive? I feel like that's the one where they may have gotten 50 rushing yards on that one drive.
Are you talking about the Niners drive or who?
No,
which
no, no.
drive?
The Titans drive
Niners
that
were
Simmons
up, but
scored on.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was only a 2-play drive since they got the fumble.
Yeah.
Is that what that was?
Yeah.
They had a long drive in the second half.
That was the one that wasn't that the one that Malik Mustafa
Yeah.
screwed up?
Deep pass
Yeah,
to
that was
Van
the deep
Jefferson
pass
at the
where Malik
1.
Mustafa didn't go up and high point the ball to Van Jefferson. That got them to the 1, and then it was the play to Jeffrey Simmons.
Their next
Those
drive,
two
Mike,
passing plays.
the Niners kicked a field goal to put them up 17, and then the Titans had a 10-play, 64-yard drive. Are you thinking of that one maybe?
That's the drive. So 17, I count as 3 scores. Like 2 scores aren't going to give it to you. So even if you got 2 touchdowns and 2-point, that's the drive. How many rushing yards did they have on that drive?
Well, I'm just going to read them out. They had a 20-yard run, a 7-yard run, a 20-yard run.
47. Yeah, that's
and then a
this is the
6-yard
drive I'm
touchdown
talking about.
run.
Yeah, so I said they got 50 yards on one drive, right?
53,
and
yeah.
so so when you take a step back and say, "Oh, well, Tony Pollard had 104 yards and 14 carries." I mean, he got half of them on one drive right there. I'm not terribly upset about Tony Pollard's overall rushing yards. If you're up by 3 in the fourth quarter, you know what I'm saying? You're up by 3 scores in the fourth quarter, and you take your foot off the gas pedal because you want to get out of there and let them consume the clock, right? That's what I think the purpose of it was. And so as far as like analyzing, hey, is this defense really that bad? I think the answer is no. I don't think we're quite as bad as what this score shows, is what my point is.
Yeah. Again, I'm just thinking to the future, and I'm like, if they played a game like this in the playoffs, they're going to lose. You know, if today's defense shows up in the playoffs, they will lose.
Yeah, I don't think in the
that's the
playoffs
problem.
Saleh is taking his foot off the gas though, because we're up 3 scores, especially with that much time left in the game. So that was the dangerous part.
I agree with that. It kind of seems like and obviously you have game plans, right? But I feel like that more so versus with what Saleh is working with. Like, he's like, I'm totally fine, like you said, Mike, with letting them run 50 yards down the field when we're up 17 points. They can get a touchdown here. I don't care. Like, it's not going to change anything. So why don't we just do this? But all right, I think we're going to wrap up here. We're going a little late tonight. I got to go cook some dinner. 49ers got the dub. Came out of the bye week, got the dub. Extend the winning streak to, 4 games now? They've won in a row. So longest streak of the year. They started out 3-0, and then they dropped one. Back back to 4 in a row. We will be back later in the week with a preview show for the 49ers Monday night game versus the Indianapolis Colts. Mike, please let the folks know where to find premium 49ers content in case they don't already know. Oh, you muted yourself, I think.
My bad. Head on over to patreon.com/NB9ERS. We had a blast over there today. You see it right there. You guys see the red and gold. See that 49ers themed PS5 remote right there, guys? Courtesy of my baby brother. Huh? Let's go.
Nice.
Yeah, baby. All right, anyways. So, yeah, that's where the premium content is going to be. The Niners have everything in front of them, right? They do control their own destiny as far as seeding goes. What they don't guarantee is if they can get the number 1 spot overall in the NFC. But they can guarantee themselves a playoff spot.
Playoff spot. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
They
so
do
not
control
necessarily
that destiny.
seeding. Yeah.
They need Seattle to. If Seattle wins Thursday night, then they control their destiny 100% of the way.
There you go. And so that's what it all comes down to. And I think that with the opponents that we have, the Bears look beatable. The Colts look beatable. And I know you guys saw the Seahawks today. Even they look beatable. They struggled against Phillip fucking Rivers and that terrible team. So I think that things are looking up for the 49ers. And that's the kind of momentum that you want to take into the postseason. Personally, I will say this. I think we need to lose one more before Week 18. I would like us to lose one, be a little humble, and then hit the ground running.
Don't worry, Chicago's coming, buddy.
No comment.
I think our best path, honestly, would be the 5 seed, because then we would probably get to go to either Tampa or Carolina, and I think that's a much easier path than having to go to Philly. Maybe you can avoid the Rams, let somebody else take them out. Maybe Seattle and Los Angeles take each other out.
Why'd you say Tampa or Carolina?
Because
Carolina
nobody wants to
today?
win that division.
No, Carolina lost.
No,
at the
Carolina
last
lost. Yeah.
Are you? I stopped watching.
100%.
Didn't they have like a 3-score lead in that game?
It was 17-3 or something like that. 17-0. But
They lost.
yeah, they lost 20-17 as time expired.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm calling my cousin. Oh, that's funny.
No one wants to
sorry.
win that division, apparently, man.
Yeah.
That looks to me like a 9-8 or 8-9 division.
8
winner
and
right
9,
there.
probably. Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Trash. Pure trash.
Yep.
Oh my god.
All right.
All right,
I agree with you, Zach. I think 5 is the way to go. I do think that Chicago is going to be a big test, not necessarily because of Caleb Williams, but their defense has 30 takeaways this season. So like they hunt. So that's a worrisome thing for me. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this week. This one is a very winnable game. They need to go out and beat the Colts on Monday night.
All right, Matt, do us the honors and carry us out.
Yeah. It was a great win today. Lot to work on, but the most important thing is the little tick in the win column. That keeps the 49ers right there. So, again, a longer week. Again, maybe they get to, go after some of their issues and address those. So for Mike, for Zach, for my daughter and myself, thank you guys for joining us here tonight. We couldn't do this without you. We love you guys. We love having you. So until next time, go Niners.